I had to put in a lot of effort to become a warrior because I didn't have any military experience. True power isn't necessarily derived from physical strength. Unlike, I practiced making my fists iron and my kicks lightning, but it doesn't matter if you don't have a strong mind. If you're willing to step beyond of your comfort zone, you should pay special attention to this mental path that can unlock limitless energy, focus, and speed. Focus and speed. The biggest struggle is fought within oneself, not with external weapons. The true opponents you'll encounter are doubt that you're not strong enough, fear of failure, and overthinking that makes you pause when you should move. My master gave me a cup of tea one day. He kept pouring, wasting what was inside as the drink poured over. The cup was already full, so I was perplexed. My head was already so full that I questioned him how he could possibly teach me. I suddenly realized that most people never learn because their thoughts are overloaded with unneeded noise, anxieties, and diversions. An overloaded intellect is incapable of rapid development, power, or victory. When the mind is clear, the body follows without hesitation. You move with purpose. You strike with precision. And the first step is to remove the excess weight that is holding you back. Find stillness, even for a moment. Sit in silence, breathe, and release all negative ideas that are holding you back. Worrying about things they cannot control, thinking about the past, and fearing the future slows them down and makes their movements uncertain. Although your mind may first struggle, let these thoughts to drift by like clouds in the sky rather than resisting them. Drift away, feel the weight, lifting, feel your mind becoming empty, open and limitless. Only when the cup is empty can it be filled again. Only when the mind is clear can it become sharp. Here is where genuine power begins. I never fought an opponent for the first time before I stepped into battle, before I threw the first strike, before I even moved. I had already won, not with my fists, not with my feet, but with my mind. Most people think fighting is all about muscle, speed, or technique. They train their bodies endlessly, pushing themselves to exhaustion, hoping to get stronger, but they forget one thing. They forget one thing, that mind is the true weapon. Long before my body ever moved, my mind had already rehearsed every kick, every block, every counterattack. I had already seen my win, felt the weight of success, experienced the moment before it even arrived. This is the power of visualization. The finest fighters, the greatest athletes, the greatest warriors, they all grasp this secret. You perceive in your mind becomes true in your body. If your mind is full with failure, hesitation, or doubt, your body will reflect that you will be sluggish, unsure, and weak. But if you educate your mind to expect the ability to visualize, to expect oneself moving with pinpoint accuracy, so many people fail before they even try. It's not that they lack talent. Rather, they set themselves up for failure. They picture themselves getting rejected, failing the test, or missing the shot. They behave precisely how their brains has taught them to when the moment comes. However, what if you changed it? What if you thought of yourself as successful rather than unsuccessful? Before every battle, competition, and challenge, I trained my mind by closing my eyes and replaying the entire event in my memory like a movie. I felt myself moving quickly, saw my strikes landing correctly, and felt secure knowing that I could not. What if instead of seeing obstacles, you saw solutions? Because my thoughts had already been there, not because I was fortunate or unique, I was able to recreate the scene precisely as I had experienced it when the time came. I repeatedly reenacted this incident until only certainty remained. When you see yourself succeeding time and time again, your body starts to believe that success is genuine. Your actions get more correct, and your confidence grows. If you want to get stronger, picture yourself working out more intensely than ever before. If you want to speak confidently, see yourself. Your movements become instinctive. Instead of hoping to win, you now expect to win. This is not just for fighting, it's for life. If you want to succeed at anything, picture yourself there already, having won. Tall, speak boldly, and assume control of the room. Observe what? Are you imagining failure, or are you setting yourself up for success before you even start? Because what you imagine today will determine how you live tomorrow. Although most people don't even understand why breath is life, it is the connection between cognition and action, the bridge between hesitation and unstoppable force in combat. They breathe quickly and shallowly as they hurry through life, without realizing that they are depriving themselves of vitality. I couldn't be broken if my breathing was normal and my mind was at ease. A fighter who controls his breathing controls his emotions, his movements, and the outcome of battle. Without conscious breathing, humans are like a ship without a captain, tossed aimlessly by the waves. I worked on using my breath as a weapon against the storm. I learned a secret from studying ancient warriors, the masters, and the best martial artists. Breathing is about control, not just survival. When you're afraid, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. Anxiety causes you to make mistakes, lose energy quickly, breathe rapidly and unevenly, and have a muddled thinking. Your hands shake, your voice falters, your breathing becomes erratic, and your power vanishes when you are anxious. However, when you manage your breathing, you manage yourself before every disagreement, obstacle, and situation where I had to focus entirely. I exhaled forcefully to save energy and give maximum force when I launched a punch. I exhaled to let my body flow with the shock instead of resisting it when I was struck, and my breathing remained steady throughout combat. A warrior breathes like this. Wah-ah. I went back to breathing deeply, slowly, and forcefully, letting the air fill my lungs and stimulate every muscle. I held it, feeling my body grow stronger, my mind turning into a blade. I exhaled, releasing all the tension, fear, and weakness. It all began with a single breath. Breathe deeply when you're feeling overwhelmed, slowly when you're afraid, and control your breathing before your emotions take over when you're angry. I moved like water. I struck like lightning. My hands did not shake, my heart did not beat, and I did not use energy on doubt, anxiety, or dread because I was in charge. But fear will always find a way to whisper in your ear. You can't do this. You're not ready. If you can't control it, you can't control anything. This is true, regardless of your strength, speed, or training. All of us have experienced that. However, you will live your life like a dragon, calm, powerful, and unstoppable if you can master it. When they hear these whispers, most people let fear control them, freezing, hesitating, and retreating if you fail. However, I discovered that fear is energy rather than an enemy, and that the moment you try to escape it, you turn into weak. But the moment you learn to use it, you become unstoppable. I remember standing in front of opponents twice my size. I remember the sensation in my stomach before a big moment, before walking onto a stage, before confronting the unknown. My pulse would race, my palms would sweat, my breath would get shallow. This is where most people make a mistake. They think fear is a warning sign, a signal to turn back. But I discovered the truth. Fear is a sign that you are about to grow. If something does not scare you, it means it is too small for you. It means you are staying in your comfort zone, playing it safe, living in the same cycle of weakness and hesitation. But if something makes your heart pound, if it makes your breath quicken, if it makes you doubt yourself, then that is where you must go, because that is where transformation happens. I stopped running from fear. I learned to listen to it, to feel it, to take its energy and redirect it in a fight. When fear tried to slow my movements, I focused it into speed. When it tried to shake my confidence, I turned it into intensity. When it tried to make me weak, I transformed it into power. Most people let fear shut them down. I let fear shut them down. It is like fire. If you do not control it, it will burn you alive. But if you learn to use it, it will keep you warm. It will give you strength. It will fuel you. So how do you take fear and make it your weapon first? You must stop seeing it as something bad. Fear is something important, is about to happen, and your body is telling you about it organically. Energy, instead of trying to push it away, welcome it, feel it, let it rise inside you, then take a breath. Do not let fear make your breath weak. Breathe deeply, strongly. Let the oxygen fill your body. Let your thoughts become calm. Now walk ahead, not away from fear, but toward it. Step into it. Feel its power. Let it feed your attention. Let it sharpen your senses. Let it push you beyond your limitations. Fear is not a sign to stop. It is a sign to go harder, because on the other side of fear is strength. On the other side of fear is confidence. On the other side of fear is the person you were meant to be. Most people will never understand this. They will let fear control their lives, make their decisions, hold them back. You can be different. The next time fear rises inside you, do not run. Do not hide. Take its fire and turn it into fuel, because fear is not there to stop you. It is there to show you what you are truly capable of. Power does not come from size. It does not come from how big your muscles are, how tall you stand, or how much force you can throw behind a punch. True power comes from focus. Most people think my punch was simply about speed, but speed or tech was the mind. It was not about the distance of the punch. It was about the intensity, the precision, the complete and entire focus of all my energies into a single second. Energy loses power when it is distributed, which is why the majority of individuals fail and are weak. But your strength becomes explosive when you focus all of your energy on a single activity, one goal, and one instant. This is the mental equivalent of a one-in-one punch. The majority of individuals try to do too much at once, disperse their energy, have scattered ideas, and start a task only to have their mind already planning what they will say next. When I trained, I did not just train my body. I trained my mind to remove all distractions, to shut out all doubts, to take everything. I had my speed, my strength, my mind, my spirit, and pour it into one strike. And that is why it worked. It was not about the length of the punch. It was about the depth of the focus. This is the secret most people never learn. They live their lives half-focused, half-committed. Their mind is split between worries, distractions, and unnecessary thoughts. They start something, but they do not give it their full energy, and then they wonder why they do not succeed. But when you train your mind to focus completely on one goal, one moment, one movement, you will have the power to break through anything imagined. Holding a magnifying glass under the sun, if you move it around. The light is scattered and nothing happens. But if you hold it steady, if you concentrate the energy into a single point, it becomes powerful enough to burn through anything. Your mind is the same. Most people move their energy around, wasting it, scattering it. But if you learn to hold your focus, to direct everything into a single action, you become unstoppable before any challenge, any test, any battle. Clear your mind, remove all distractions, take a deep breath, and lock onto one single objective. Do not let your thoughts drift. Do not let your mind waver. Pour every ounce of your focus, your strength, your willpower into that one thing. And when you strike, when you move, when you take action, it will not be weak, hesitant, or divided. It will be powerful. It will be unstoppable. This is the one-in punch of the mind. A single action with total focus can change everything. Most people throw 100 weak punches in life, hoping one will land. But a master throws one punch with everything he has, and that is all. It takes most people resist life. They plan, they prepare, they create expectations of how things should be. But the moment life moves in a different direction, they panic, they freeze, they break. They do not understand. The greatest truth of all, nothing stays the same. Everything changes, and the ones who survive, the ones who grow, the ones who become unstoppable. They are not the strongest. They are not the fastest. They are the ones who can adapt. I acquired this lesson early. I watched how water moved it, never resisted it, never complained. It never sought to push itself into a shape that did not fit. Water flows. If you pour it into a cup, it becomes the cup. If you pour it into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. If there is a rock in its route, it does not stop it, travels around it, over it, through it. This is what it means to be adaptable. Too many people fight against life. They set a goal. Go. They set a goal. Go. And when the path is not exactly how they imagined, they give up. They get frustrated. They let obstacles defeat them. But a warrior does not resist change. A warrior moves with it in battle. I never had a fixed plan. If I locked myself into one strategy, I would become predictable. If I only used one technique, my opponent would find a way to counter it. If I only expected one type of attack, I would be caught off guard instead. I became like water. I flowed with the fight. I adapted to my opponent's movements if they were strong. I became faster. If they were aggressive, I became defensive. If they were aggressive, I became defensive. If they hesitated, attacked. This is why I could not be stopped, because I did not resist change. I embraced it, and this is not just for fighting. This is for life. Life will never go exactly as planned. You will face setbacks. You will meet obstacles. You will encounter unexpected challenges. If you fight against them, you will only waste your energy. But if you learn to flow, to adapt, to adjust, to move with life instead of against it, you will never be broken. Most people get stuck because they hold on to the past. They hold on to the past. They hold on to failures, mistakes, disappointments. They replay them in their minds over and over, refusing to let go. But water does not hold on to anything. It keeps moving. This is how you must live. If you fall, do not waste time complaining. Get up, adjust, and move forward. If a door closes, do not bang on it forever. Find another way. If life shifts in a route you did not expect, do not resist. Learn to flow. Learn to flow. The strongest people are not those who never fall. They are the ones who know how to keep moving. A stiff tree snaps in the storm, but a bamboo bends and survives. A rock remains still and erodes over time. But a river carves mountains by flowing. this seems soft, it seems weak. But nothing can stop it. No matter what impediment is in its way, it finds a way forward. And so must you be strong yet flexible, be focused but adaptable, be determined but willing to modify. Since life is always changing, and the ones who flow with it are the ones that become unstoppable. There was a time when no one believed in me. They told me I was too small. They told me I didn't belong. They told me I would never make it. The world doubted me. They laughed at my dreams. They tried to put me in a box, limit me, define me by their own fears. But I did not listen, because I had already made the most important decision of my life. I believed in myself. Most people are trapped not by their circumstances, not by their environment, not by the opinions of others, but by their own mind. They have trained themselves to believe that they are weak, that they are not good enough, that they will never achieve anything great, and so they don't, not because they lack strength, not because they lack talent, but because they never allow themselves to believe that they are capable. Your mind is the most powerful force you will ever control. If you fill it with doubt, you will always be afraid. If you fill it with doubt, excuses, you will always find reasons to quit. If you fill it with limitations, you will always be small. But if you fill it with belief, if you truly know that you can succeed, that you can grow, that you can become unstoppable, then nothing can break you. Man who believes in himself cannot be controlled. A fighter who trusts himself cannot be stopped. A mind that is unshaken will always find a path forward. I trained my body every day, but more importantly, I trained my mind when I failed. I did not say, I cannot do this. I said, I will find a way. When others doubted me, I did not ask, am I good enough? I said, I will prove it to myself. When I faced a challenge, I did not say, this is too hard. I said, this is my opportunity to grow. The words you speak to yourself create your reality. If you tell yourself you are weak, you will be weak. If you tell yourself you are not ready, you will hesitate. If you tell yourself you are not capable, you will never take action. But if you tell yourself, I am strong, you will find strength. If you tell yourself, I am prepared, you will face challenges with confidence. If you tell yourself, I can do this, you will push past limits. Once seemed impossible. Most people will never understand this. They will continue to doubt themselves, to listen to the voices that say they are not enough, to let fear control their lives. But you can be different. You can choose to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. You can choose to trust yourself, even when the world tells you to stop. You can choose to step forward, even when the path is unclear, because belief is not given to you by others. It is something you build within yourself. And once you have it, truly have it, nothing in this world can break you. The strongest man is not the one with the biggest muscles, the most skill, or the greatest talent. The strongest man is the one who believes in himself without hesitation. The world will always try to shake you. People will doubt you. Life will challenge you. Fear will try to stop you. But if your belief is unbreakable, you will always stand tall. You will always find a way. You will always keep moving forward, because the only way to truly lose is to stop believing in yourself. And that is something you must never allow. I was not born strong. I was not born fast. I was not born fast. I was not born wise. I trained my mind, my body, my soul until they became weapons, and you have the same power inside of you. Now it is time for you to choose. Will you stay as you are, or will you push forward and become something greater? Be water, my friend. Write a comment below. Which of these 7 mind training techniques will you start using today? If you are ready, For more like this video, subscribe and take the first step toward mastery.